Welcome back to another video. Today, a new game we have not seen on the channel yet. As you can pretty clearly see, Escape the Dark Castle, the game of atmospheric adventure. I might be a bit late to the party on this one. This is a game that's been out for a while, and I think it's actually getting a revision or second edition or something like that soon. But this is just the original or old sort of first version, first edition. So I'll set up here and we can get into it. And there we are. So I've chosen two characters here, or I've determined one randomly, which was the Miller, I think, and then I chose the Abbot because I think they balance each other out well with their three stats here. You know, the Miller's strongest stat is the eyeball, which I think is cunning, and the Abbot's stat is wisdom, and that's the other one's lowest stat respectively, so I think this should balance out well. And here's the two character dice and all the chapter dice, item cards, and our deck, which I've already shuffled and put down 15 chapter cards. So we can just begin, and I'm gonna use the included pad here to track HP, but if that gets too annoying, I might have to use counters or dice or something. Yeah, so let's just start here. After years of incarceration in the depths of a dark castle, you finally break free of your cell. In a small stone room adjoining the cell block stands an old wooden chest. The lock is open. Draw an item card per player now. Okay, let's see. We've got Liquid Luck, which allows us to re-roll a die. And we've got the Effervescent Evasion Potion. Whenever you would lose HP, discard this item to lose none. Nice, that sounds strong. If you ever get hit by something really big and nasty. You hear footsteps approaching. You must not linger here. You make for the exit, slipping away and disappearing into the darkness. Turn the first chapter card now. Okay. And the chapter cards have disappeared as well because into the darkness, because they are black on the back side. They don't have designs. Let's continue here. Oh man. Yeah, so the artwork in this game is quite grisly looking. What has he got there? It says okay. Okay. Or she. A haggard old woman appears out of nowhere and offers to read your fortune. Something in her eyes speaks of a greater power. You feel it is wise to comply. Each player must individually declare a trait and then try to roll it in one attempt. And for each player, if we succeed, you may gain 1 HP and draw an item card. If we fail, we lose 1 HP. Can we gain HP above our starting HP? I guess. I'm not sure. Yeah. I didn't declare who turned over the card. That's something in solo that you have to do. Or in the co-op as well. You have to decide which character or which player enters the room first. In this case, it didn't matter. So yeah, I guess it's just smart to declare your strongest trait. So we'll say wisdom for the abbot. And that did land on wisdom, though it rolled off screen. I might have to move things around here to keep the dice on screen. And we'll declare the cunning for the Miller. It's cunning, it's might, and it's wisdom, I think. Nope, that's a fail. So the Miller loses 1 HP. And I'm not going to use a potion on that. And the abbot gains 1. And an item card, which is the important thing here. Another evasion, okay. They've both got evasions now. You can carry 1 item per hand. And so the abbot's full now. And that's the card. So I place this aside, and now this time we'll declare who opens. I think the abbot will open this because he's got more items and more HP. Ooh, who's this guy? This nobleman seems out of place, wandering the bowels of the castle. He offers a reward if you do not tell anyone you've seen him. As you talk, he covers his nose, visibly disgusted by you. And as a group, we can choose one option. Either we agree and draw an item card, or we try to rob him. He fights back with dazzling swordplay, which means we begin combat, but if we survive, we draw an item card per player. So in this case, because we're only playing with 2 characters, it's not that big of a difference. It's 1 versus 2 item cards. I guess if you would be playing as a group of 4, that would be a huge benefit. But I don't see the point in fighting him here. That's because we only have space for 1 more item card anyways. Though it'd be nice to have options and pick your favorite one. But I think we'll just play it safe here. Draw 1 item card. More liquid luck. Okay, so they've both got the same stuff now. I've not looked through the chapter cards and I've not looked through the item card deck. So I have no idea if it's all just potions or... I think in the rulebook there were pictures of like weapons and so on as well. But I've not taken a closer look at any of the decks. So let's say the abbot opens this door again. Ooh. Hurrying into this candlelit chamber, you interrupt a sacrificial ceremony. A robed man in a death mask declares that you too must now be sacrificed. Begin combat. You, which the bold you means not us as a group, but you, the person who opened the room, so the abbot, are overcome with fear. Any doubles you roll this chapter counts as singles and you cannot block. Well, that's nasty. Yeah, so if you roll doubles which have a shield around them, you usually don't take damage on that combat turn. So now to set up combat, we need to roll 1 cunning, 1 wisdom, and then 1 random die per character, which is even more wisdom, which sucks because our abbots got the big wisdom doubles and now they don't count as doubles. Yeah, but we'll have to see. Let's start combat here. Ooh, nice, okay. Got lucky there with the miller rolling his wisdom. So we can take 2 of those away. Got 1 cunning, 1 wisdom left. But now everyone takes 2, and I don't want to use the luck to reroll here. Everyone takes 2 damage. Do we want to use the evasion? Sure, I think I'll use the evasion with the miller. Because after each successful combat you always draw 1 item card, no matter what. Not 1 per player, just 1 single item card. So I think it'd be a waste not to use... Oh, and so he doesn't take damage, but the abbot does. Both on 17 now. And that's that round of combat. Let's hope we can get really lucky here and roll both of those symbols, which we didn't. Now the miller did roll the cunning. We could use the liquid luck with the abbot to try to roll this wisdom, which isn't so unlikely because the abbot has 3 sides, so a 50% chance of rolling wisdom. Yeah, let's do it. Gonna use all the potions we got here to try to prevent the damage. Nice, so this doesn't count as a double, but it still counts as 1 wisdom. So we've defeated this enemy and they don't get to attack us for the last round because we kill them first. It says so in the rules. So no more damage for us. And we just draw 1 item card. Oh yeah, and this little 2 is the 2 damage that the enemy's been dealing. This is the attack that the enemy has. And yeah, the abbot didn't roll any doubles and didn't block, so yeah. See here, Rotten Shield, there we go. Whenever you would lose HP, reduce the amount by 1, down to a minimum of 1. It's very nice, they're both looking pretty much the same. I guess the abbot still has the evasion potion, so let's give this to the miller. Sure. Let's keep going here. Oh, and I'll say the miller opens this time. Because now they've got the same HP, but the miller has the shield, I guess. Or actually the evasion. I don't know. Let's use the miller this time. Oh no. Whatever that is, looks scary. This passageway suddenly fills with harsh whispered curses. Flames leap from the wall-mounted torches to take on the form of a demonic warrior. Tongues of arcane fire surging from its charred skull. This escalated very quickly. We went from woman who tells our fortune and nobleman who doesn't like us and thinks we smells to demonic warrior with arcane fire. As a group, choose one option. Either we flee, which means we all lose 2 HP dashing through the fire, or we begin combat, which means we fight, and the special rule is whoever deals the final blow loses 1 HP as the demon vanishes in a burst of flame, which cannot be blocked. So this has cunning and wisdom, which are our 2 strong stats. Might is our weakest one, I think. See, he does 2 damage anyways. And actually the shield doesn't say in combat, right? It just says whenever you would lose HP. And the evasion potion as well, whenever you would lose HP. So I guess we could use this when fleeing as well. Use the potion and the shield, and that way only the miller would be taking 1 single damage. But do we just want to use up our items like this? Yeah, this is the first time playing this game for me, so I don't know. I mean, each combat gives us 1 item, and like this time we got the shield, which seems very strong, so kind of want to keep fighting here, but this guy seems nasty. Because then we each take 2, like we would have if we fleed. Can we kill him in 2 rounds? That would require us rolling perfectly. Might have to use a luck potion for that. I'll try it here. Let's try things out. Maybe this is too overzealous or a bit too overconfident. We roll 2 again. Oh no, okay, yeah. Yeah, might is not our forte. Let's go, let's roll our 2 dice here. And it doesn't matter who opened the room, right? Oh, okay, never mind. The dice are happy with me. I'll just take that. So we'll remove those. And each of them takes 2 damage. I think the abbot will use the evasion potion, take none, and the miller will take 1. Did it wrong again. Alright. And now this way we've used, this is like the same amount of HP that we would have lost if we'd fleed. But now we have to see if we can beat him this round, because otherwise this was a bad decision. But if we can kill him now, this is the same like fleeing, but we get an item. Okay. Now the abbot is blocking, which is nice. And the miller only takes 1 because of the shield. So this isn't terrible. But do we want to try to re-roll here to get rid of one of the dice? Sure. But it feels like I'm burning all my items and could have just ran. I kind of want a luck potion for one of those checks like with the fortune teller or something, where it tells you to roll this symbol right now or something like that. Let's just take the loss on this round, so Miller takes 1 more damage because of the shield. And we re-roll. Doesn't say we have to discard the shield, which is very nice. Okay. Double wisdom. Do we want cunning? So I guess we should re-roll with the Miller. I think by now we should use our luck potion. So I've used the abbot's dice for this, and I'll use the luck potion with the Miller to try to get the cunning here. Because otherwise the abbot's gonna take 2 damage and the miller gonna take another 1. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it still is a dice game. So I guess the abbot takes 2 and the miller takes 1. And we go on to the next round. You kidding me? We just can't get any eyeballs here. So the abbot takes 2 and the miller takes 1. They're both at 13. Let's roll again here. Come on. I mean, sure, we're blocking the entire round. Feels like our dice only have might on it now. So this is like a 0 round. We don't take any damage. And this was another round of wisdom we don't need. So the abbot takes 2 and the miller takes 1. Stop me if we've heard this one before. Finally. Okay, so worst decision so far. Should have just ran and kept all our items, but now, you know, we fought. What do we get? What do we draw? A brew of might. Discard to apply a single might. Well. Okay. Not terrible, because as I said, I think might is our weakest stat. I'm not sure, I've not counted. I guess if we add these 2 up, that's 5, and that's 5, and for might it's actually 6, so maybe might is our strongest shared between the 2. I don't know. I'm not sure. Have to look closer at the dice there. Yeah, but this is done. Next room. Yeah, so that was a bad decision. Let's enter this with the miller, because he's got the shield. Oh, just another disgusting monster. Something is blocking the door to this chamber and you use your shoulder to force it open. It is only when you step inside, eggshell crunching underfoot, that you realize you've destroyed a creature's nest. There's a mournful wail as it approaches from the darkness, its sorrow soon turning to fury. And our combat specialist, all players may fight as normal, but you, which is the miller, are the only player this creature attacks, and you may not rest. Yeah, so I've not talked about resting yet. That could have been smart on the last fight, actually. So resting means you can sit out single rounds of combat to just recoup HP 1 at a time, and that player then doesn't get attacked, but also doesn't get to attack. And so when we were looking for that last cunning, then we could have decided to have the abbot rest and sit out the rest of the fight, because he isn't very likely to roll cunning anyways. to recover a bit of HP in the end, while the miller tries to, with his shield, tries to roll the cunning. That would have been way smarter actually, but I completely forgot that that existed. Okay, so we've got might, we've got cunning, we've got 2 more dice here. Might and wisdom, so nice spread, means our first roll is going to be useful, guaranteed. And so only the miller gets attacked and can't rest, and the abbot can, but doesn't attack, I guess. Or doesn't get attacked, yeah, but can attack. Do we maybe want to have the abbot rest right off the bat? No, we'll roll 1 round with both of them, and I think then maybe the abbot will rest. Okay, so who's who? This is the miller, and this is the abbot. Abbot's not taking any damage, which wouldn't have anyways, and that's a lot of wisdom we don't need. But oh well, so the miller takes 1 HP of damage. And this says apply a single might at any time. So I think if we get him down to 1 more die and we really need the might, we can just discard it. There's no need to use this potion right now, because we might just roll a lot of might on the next turn. Yeah. So I think I will... Do I want to roll with both of them again? Or do I want to have the miller solo this and rest with the abbot? Let's do 1 more attack with both of them. Oh wow, okay. So miller takes 1 damage. It's way better than the last fight, because just the miller is getting attacked and he's got the shield. So let's roll again here. And okay, the abbot's just been rolling trash, but the miller is doing 2 might and is blocking, which is very nice. So I think this means we can have the abbot rest from now on. So now this round we'll just roll with the miller. The miller is blocking, the abbot is resting, so gains 1 HP. Roll again. Miller is blocking and the abbot is resting. Oh, and that's cunning, so the fight is over actually. Yeah, nice. Didn't go terribly, so what were we on when we went into this? 11 and 12, now it's 13 and 10, so just move 2 HP from one guy to the other, I think. Yeah, that's alright. I can live with that. And we gain an item card. Cunning Concoction. Okay, that's just the same as the Brew of Might, but for cunning. Actually, let's give this to the abbot as well, because he's bad at rolling cunning. Don't know if that really matters. And I think we'll enter the next room with the miller again, because the shield was very useful in that case. Because the miller got targeted, and if we'd done it the other way around, the abbot would have taken 2 damage each round. Yeah. Ooh, it's like a soldier, or no, maybe like a thug. Several armed figures spring from the shadows and attack. You become separated and each player must fight alone. Roll a chapter die in front of each player to represent the muggers attacking them. However, the muggers want your items. Players carrying 2 items roll 2 chapter dice instead of 1. Begin combat. Okay, so this is going to be the 2 for the abbot. And this is going to be the 1 for the miller. Okay, cunning. This is right. Yeah, this is correct. And the special is each time a player would take damage from a mugger, they may avoid it by discarding an item. No player can rest until the muggers attacking them are defeated. Ah, okay. They may then either rest or help another player defeat theirs. A player aiding another takes damage as normal and must declare who they are aiding before the roll. Okay, so we've got separate fights that can combine in the end. Okay, I guess we just start rolling here. So roll with the abbot. Nice, he's blocking, so not taking any damage. Getting rid of the wisdom there. And the miller. Nice, blocking as well. Good stuff. Getting rid of the cunning there. And so I guess we could just end this fight by using the cunning concoction. Although it says at any time, so I guess we can still, because they both blocked, we can still just say the miller now helps the abbot. They both roll against this one mugger. And if we don't roll the cunning, then we use the potion. That way we don't waste it unnecessarily. And there's the cunning, so in this case we didn't even have to use the potion. I think that's correct. We gain an item card. Distilled wisdom. Okay, so we've got might, cunning, and wisdom, and a shield. And how many rooms was that? That was 7. I guess 6 if you don't count the starting room. Alright. Next one. Oh, this is the discard here. Wrong pile. Ooh, sketchy. A skeletal form lies slumped in the corner of this dark chamber. Beneath the dust of ages, it still clutches a moldering map. As a group, choose one option. Oh, and I didn't declare, but it doesn't matter in this case, so got lucky. We either move on, just ignore it, turn the next chapter, steal the map, nominate a player to roll wisdom in 3 attempts. On a success, the map leads to a hidden cache, drawing 2 item cards. On a failure, the skeleton twitches and rises from its slumber to punish you. So I guess I will nominate for wisdom. Interesting. The abbot has a higher chance of rolling it, but the miller has the potion, and if we just get 2 items, we want to make space for it anyways. So I'll declare the miller. The miller will roll. It's 2 wisdom in 3 attempts. Oh, actually, I thought it was only 1 wisdom. No, in that case, that's... That case, maybe the abbot is the smarter choice. Or do we just ignore this? I thought it only needed 1 wisdom, then we could have just used this potion and gotten 2 items. Let's try with the abbot, because wisdom is the strongest stat there. Cunning. Might. Oh, now we have to roll a double wisdom. And we didn't. Okay. Too greedy. Another fight. So this seems to be sort of the standard fight where we've got 4 dice and the enemy does 2 damage. Let's begin combat. Oh, and it destroys the map, so we don't get it. Alright. Lot of might. The miller is blocking. And the abbot is taking damage, sadly. Getting rid of the might there. Abbot takes 2 damage. We need cunning and wisdom, which are our strong stats here. Nice. We've got cunning and wisdom. And we're both blocking, so... Oh, and the fight's over. Alright, so Abbot took 2 damage from that. And we gain 1 item card. Elixir of Insight. Discard before any round of combat to change any chapter die to show a trait of your choice. Interesting. Is that better than any of the other stuff? Maybe. Maybe it is. in combination with the other potions we've got. Let's get rid of the Brew of Might. Why not? I don't know. I should start using the items more frequently instead of just using my HP. So let's continue. The Miller will enter this again because of the shield. Ooh, found some sort of shady dealer here. A hooded man approaches. He looks cautiously over his shoulder and then whispers, asking if you wish to trade. Each player may choose one option. We trade, discarding one item to draw 2 more, or negotiate, which means if we try to roll a double in one attempt, we just draw an item card for free, or we get nothing. I'm gonna start trading away, I think. So maybe the Cunning Concoction to draw 2. Oh man. Cudgel. Once per round of combat, when you roll Might, you may roll again and choose which of the 2 results to apply. Or the Cracked Axe. Roll a chapter die along with your character die each time you attack and apply both results. That seems strong. Yeah, I don't know if this is stupid, but I think I'm gonna take the axe. Because combat's been kicking our butts, so... And I'm just sitting on the potions. And with the Miller, do I want to trade as well? Sure, let's do it. Get rid of the Wisdom for 2 items. Partially Rotten Apple. Discard to restore HP to our characters. I guess we can just use them right now. Or use one of them and take one of them with us. Is that okay? Rules-wise? I think so. Let's use it. 1 HP. And we've got 1 apple to go. Okay. Abbott now has an axe. Let's continue. Ooh. At the end of this passage is an old stone well. As you reach in to test the water, it thrashes into a violent torrent. You've disturbed a malevolent spirit, of course. Of course, can't just be a normal well, can it? So, we begin combat, and our special is you, which is the Miller, are incapacitated for the first round of combat, during which you do not fight and may not rest, but still take damage as normal. Lovely. But we recover at the beginning of the second round. Okay, so we need Cunning, Wisdom, and a lot of Wisdom. And now the Miller does not fight for the first round, but still takes damage, which is going to be 1 because of the shield. Yeah. And the Abbot just rolls, but attacks with 2 dice. And we've got 1 Wisdom, 1 Cunning. Yeah, this axe seems very nice. But that means the Abbot takes 2. And the Miller takes 1. And now both characters are in. Does it make sense to have the Miller roll at all, or do we want to now rest with the Miller? I'm going to rest with the Miller. I'm going to try rest because... yeah, because the Abbot has a high chance of rolling Wisdom and it's got the extra die. Let's try that. Try to scrounge for every single HP here. So that's 1 Wisdom. But that does mean the Abbot takes 2 again. I don't know if that was smart. Resting for 1 and the other taking 2. Because I think if one of them dies, it's over. So it doesn't matter if the Miller's got full HP, if the Abbot is near death. So we really want to keep them kind of equal, I think. Kind of even. Okay, last round we'll just attack with... I'll rest with the Miller again, I think. And that's nice, because the Abbot rolled the Wisdom thanks to the axe. So this is gone. Now, we get several things. First of all, I want to we can trade items between rooms, it says in the rules. So I think I can give this to the abbot and have them restore 1 HP, though he can't carry it. Which means he's at 8. And now we draw 1 item for the fight as well. Okay, there's the apple back. Found an old apple in the well. Don't know if that will actually heal you or would just give you like a terrible stomach ache, but oh well. Let's continue. The artwork's just crazy every time I flip this over. Because as I said, I've not looked through the cards, and so, yeah. As you pass a heavy wooden door, it flies open and a ragged madman bursts through. He wields his shackles as a weapon, and his crazed stare sends a clear message. You stand between him and freedom. My guy, we can team up, if you know the way to freedom. But we, which is the miller, I think I didn't say, but it's pretty clear I'm entering all the rooms with the miller because he's got more HP and he's got the shield. Must try to roll might or a double in 1 attempt. And in both cases we fight, but if we fail we also lose HP. Amazing. So let's try to roll might or a double in 1 attempt. Hey, that's a double. So just normal combat, might, cunning, and 2 character dice. Cunning and might. This again smells like the abbot might be just resting. Because, yeah. Doesn't have a lot of cunning or might, but he's got the axe. Actually, after this room we should swap their items. Give the abbot the shield, give the miller the axe, and then that way we can have the miller do a bit better in combat while the abbot rests and takes less damage as well. Maybe. At least as long as the abbot is so low on HP. Okay, first round, let's attack with both of them. Because maybe we can just finish this in 1 go. If we get really, really lucky. Doesn't look like it. So miller, but the abbot did do might there. So miller and abbot getting rid of 1 die each. The miller takes 1 damage and the abbot takes 2. And now this is really getting dangerous. So the abbot will start resting now, I think. And the miller will just continue the actually, no, we'll just roll with both of them because that way we have a chance of killing the guy, which we did, which is very nice. So get rid of this stuff, and yeah, he's just dead. Again, I'll give I'll trade items as I just said, and I'll have the abbot eat the apple. And we'll draw 1 item for the fight, another apple, which is good. And that's that. And now, do we want to enter the room with the abbot because of the shield, but then if we fight with the miller and have the abbot rest a bit? Is that stupid? I don't know what to expect if there's like a card you enter and you take like 4 damage because, I don't know, the ceiling caves in on you. But, let's do it, Let's do it with the abbot, yeah. Let's enter 1 room with the abbot because of the shield. Ooh. You've been hunted by the ferocious castle hounds. You become separated and each of you must fight alone. Okay. Roll a chapter die in front of each player to represent the hounds attacking them. However, the hounds can sense weakness. Okay, so it's similar to the thugs earlier. Players with less than half their starting HP should roll 2 chapter dice instead. Well, that's not nice. Yeah, so that means the abbot has to fight 2 and the miller just 1. And we've just gotten rid of the cracked X for the abbot, so it's gonna take 2 rounds. No player can rest until the hounds attacking them are defeated. They may then either rest or help another player defeat theirs. Player aiding another takes damage as normal and must declare who they are aiding before they roll. Okay, so no resting for the abbot, I'm afraid. Yeah, let's just start here. So the abbot rolls might, but doesn't take damage, which is nice. And the miller rolls wisdom and might, so doesn't take damage, but doesn't matter because kills the hound. And yeah, that's that round. Now the miller's gonna start helping the abbot, I think. So we'll roll both of them. And that's gotten rid of them. Nice. It's funny, they each rolled their weakest like roll or stat. Okay, so I think that was the fight. Nobody took damage because the abbot rolled that lucky double, but nobody rested either. But we get an item, and probably the abbot's gonna eat that apple, I think. Yeah, abbot's gonna eat the apple. And so the X is very strong, but taking up 2 slots also a bit annoying. I don't know. We saw that one weapon earlier, that one-handed one. I didn't take it. I kind of wish I had now. Though that was like if you roll might or something like that, so I don't know. Very circumstantial. Let's keep going here. Oh man. Your spirit is suddenly wrenched from your body. Paralyzed, you can only watch as it drifts above you. That's supposed to be me. Oh, and I'm entering with the abbot again, as last time. I didn't specify. I really need to get into the habit of doing that. You are incapacitated. So the abbot is incapacitated. To restore your corporeal balance, the other players must roll in unison, keeping track of any wisdom rolled, till they've rolled a total wisdom equal to the number of players. After each attempt, you lose 1 HP unless the total has been reached. But if you've not succeeded after 3 attempts, the curse is broken. Yeah, so, and this is not combat. So this guy needs to roll 2 wisdom. Yeah, okay, no shot, but let's try here. So, first attempt, that was might. Second attempt, that was cunning. Third attempt, that was cunning. So, and now the curse is broken, but that just means abbot takes 5 damage. And I think it's actually, not 5, takes 3 damage down to 5. I think it's actually 3 because it says after each attempt, like 1 HP at a time. And the shield reduces down to a minimum of 1, so not down to 0. So I think the shield does not help us at all in this case, because it's just little 1 HP ticks. Yeah, good stuff. If I had entered that with the miller, that would have been way different probably, because the abbot could have rolled those wisdoms much faster, or at all, because the miller didn't. I'm gonna enter the next room with the miller as well, just because of the HP gap here. Ooh. Bringing his cart to a halt beside you, an intriguing stranger insists you sample his latest brew, a healing elixir, he claims. A spiked club dangles from his belt, and keen as you are to move on, you feel it would be unwise to refuse. How bad can it be? You must choose one option, so the miller. Take a sip. We just draw an item card. Or we take a long draw, try to roll might in 1 attempt. And if we succeed, we gain 3 HP, and otherwise we lose 1 HP. Might in 1 attempt. I've not got the liquid luck on the miller, sadly. I'm gonna have a look at the die here. So might in one attempt, that's 1 in 3 option. 3 HP would be so nice. And losing 1 on the Miller isn't terrible, but still kind of unnecessary if you can just get an item card. Let's just get an item card. Liquid Luck. We've not got space for that. I should have seen that coming. Anyways, we just move on. I think not losing any HP on these cards is actually kind of the best scenario. I'm learning. Okay, let's continue. Oh no, this looks dangerous. The smell of manure is thick as you enter this chamber flanked by wooden animal stalls. An agitated beast of burden has broken free of its pen and now blocks your way. It is cornered, mighty horns ready to gouge anyone who gets close. We need to begin combat. So, but only 2 dice to roll here. Each round when it attacks, this creature deals an additional 1 HP of damage to any players who hit it. Whoa, okay. Is that blocked by doubles? Like the shield symbol? I think it is, because the shield just says it doesn't do damage. The monster. And this is additional to the attack. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna have the abbot sit this one out, which was our plan from the beginning, or not from the beginning, but when we switched items. Let's have the abbot rest and the miller roll this. So we've got might. And I do think the miller takes no damage now because of that double. And let's roll again. Abbot is resting again, and the miller is rolling the cunning. Very nice. So Abbot gains another HP, and the miller doesn't lose any. Hey, that was a net positive. 2 HP for the Abbot and an item. Stale loaf of bread. Discard to restore 2 HP to your character. This is like the jackpot. I'm gonna use that on the Abbot, I think. 2 HP. Putting him at 9. I'm gonna start back up here. And let's continue. Oh wow, we've not got many cards left. Actually 1 chapter card and then the final one. So there's 3 final cards, which I didn't look at either, but you just shuffle them and pick 1 at random. And I don't know what to expect. And this now is our last room before that. Again, the miller is gonna enter here. A drunken guard stops you and demands to know your business. He's unsteady on his feet and his breath is vile. We can bribe him with 1 item. We can nominate a player to roll wisdom in 1 attempt. Should be the abbot, I guess. He's got the liquid luck as well. Guess we could. Let's just bribe him. Let's just get rid of the liquid luck and move on. Could have tried rolling there, but it's fine. Okay, final room. The miller is gonna go ahead, I think. Because he's got more HP. Yeah. Terror of the underworld. Oh no, okay. Pain only makes me stronger. At the end of each round, if Terror of the Underworld has not been defeated, he grows in strength. Roll a chapter die and add it to the row of remaining dice. What? Okay. That seems very bad if we're just playing with 2 players, because we're taking out like 2 dice at a time, maybe 3 if we get lucky and he gains 1 back. And if we'd be playing with 4, that'd be much more manageable. Well, anyways, let's roll here. Respectable amount of dice there, my guy. Okay. But our HP is fine thanks to the loaf of bread. We're like at half HP. The miller never dipped below 10. The abbot a bit sketchy there on 5. let's just begin combat. I think resting, maybe if we've only got cunning left, the abbot can rest a bit, but actually really makes no sense. We should just keep rolling with all of them, and if one of them gets like into the territory where they would die from the next hit, then they start resting to sit out the rest of the fight, I think is the logical choice. So let's give this guy his rolls and try. So we have no potions, nothing, but we've got the axe and the shield, which seems very strong. Okay, so we've got sadly no doubles, but we can take out 3 of his dice here. Miller, Abbott, Miller. So that means the Miller takes 3 damage. Ugh. And the Abbott takes 2 because of the shield. And he gets back 1 chapter die, which is might. Let's roll again here. I think this could go both ways. This is now just a roll-off and completely luck-based. Hey, I see a shield. Very nice. And there's a lot of wisdom that we don't need. So we just do 1 here. And the Miller takes 3 damage again. And this guy rolls back 1 chapter die. Yeah, so that was kind of bad, because we didn't make any progress that round. Because we rolled so much wisdom that we don't need. So we really want cunning. Or just doubles. As many doubles as possible. No doubles, but a lot of cunning and might. Actually, 3 dice gone there. Very nice. So that means the Miller takes another 3 damage. And the Abbot takes 2. And, ooh, this is now an interesting choice, because this guy regenerates 1. Double cunning. So we could either say, well, the Miller is gonna die if he gets hit, so he has to start resting. Yeah, so then the Abbot would have to do this by himself, which means he would make no progress and the guy would probably heal back. Or we use both of them, try to roll those 2 cunning, but if we fail, we're done, because the Miller dies. Yeah, so I think this is just the die roll that decides the game. Let's hope for 2 cunning here. Oh, actually no! The Miller rolled doubles. Very nice. I didn't even think about that. So we do 1 cunning here to the guy. And the Miller doesn't take any damage. The Abbot takes 2 damage. Oh, I could have really used that liquid luck by now. And the guy gets back 1 might here. Okay. And same situation here. We just hope to kill him or for the Miller to roll doubles, otherwise we die. And oh no. I think that's game, is it? Yeah, so we do 1 cunning here. And the Abbot does nothing, or does the cunning as well. And if this would have just been a might, well, anyways. So in this case, we both take 3 damage. No, the Abbot takes 2 actually. The Abbot survives. And the Miller dies. And the terror of the underworld grows in strength again. Wow, okay. I mean, didn't think we'd win on the first attempt, so... but we got really close there. That really was just down to luck of the dice at the end. Maybe could have used a few more items in between. Like we had that one room that was really stupid with the... what was it? Where you could flee or fight, and I fought and lost a bunch of HP and didn't really gain much from it. Then we'd have a bit more. We'd have had a bit more now. Well, anyways, I think this was still a good attempt. And tell me if I did anything wrong rules-wise. I think this was... the rules are not very complicated, which is nice for this game. Quick to get to the table and so on. Yeah, but I had some fun, and the room deck is not just these 15 cards, there's a bunch of them. There's a big deck and you always draw 15 of them at random, so this changes every time, at least a little bit, though we will start seeing repeat rooms here. Yeah, I want to get back to this and try to defeat the Terror of the Underworld, or maybe one of the other. So I guess they're all bosses then. Yeah. Yeah, this with the healing 1 die, as I said, if you're just playing with 2 players, that's very tough. Because you do like 2 dice of damage each round, or 3 in this case, and he heals back 1 of those. Seems like that doesn't scale super well with the player count. Because if it'd been 4 players, yeah, he would have started with more. But we'd also, like, after like 1 or 2 rounds, that would have evened out, and then we'd just have had more people and more items, or would have been able to carry more items. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on this. Anyways, with that, I hope you had fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.